What's up, losers? Welcome back to The Last of Us. As of recording, I have not uploaded a video in a while. I made a
That was intense.
BioShock video, a second one,
Yeah,
but and
let's go find
I
Ellie and Ty.
say my videos suck a lot, right? And they do, but that one was beyond repairable to like an extreme degree, like
Hey, maybe
majorly.
we can.
Like I thought that about my Little Nightmares 2 video, but while editing it, I was like, you know what, this isn't bad. This isn't the typical horribleness, right? But I was saying like almost nothing in that BioShock video. Like not a single word was coming out of my mouth,
Whoa.
and
What?
I was like,
Is
oh,
that
okay,
a
well,
boat?
I had found a free editing thing
It's
that
a
I could
little bit
use in my
different than what
Chromebook, right? And
Well,
so I
I'm
was like,
still
I
gonna
could
try.
save it, right? I can fix them. Well, that editing software sucked major dookie. Um, and because the problem was that it played the footage fine, like it was smooth enough, but it, however, was the audio was so choppy, and I tried figuring out how to fix it. But any video I found, the way their software looked was different from how mine did. So I had no idea what was going on with that. And also, I was like, well, maybe I can find a different one, right? Maybe I can get that to happen.
Can't go this way.
And so I was able to find out how to get my old editing software that I used when I had a
Yeah,
dinky
almost dead.
laptop. So I figured out how to like do the Linux programming to get my old editor to work, which was a whole thing, right? Because I found a video, right? And I knew it would be trustworthy because I used them to get a like photo editing, Photoshop adjacent free thing called Krita. Um, but and that has some tragedy to it. But with the OpenShot one, which was the old video editor I used to use, um, it was the wrong version. Even though, like, you would think the newest version would be the first thing that pops up, but I guess not. And so I had to, after doing that, and I was like, why isn't it working? Because it would open up the editing thing, but once you close Linux, it completely closes it, and you couldn't save it to your desktop. So eventually I figured out I had to whatchamacallit. I had to watch a whole separate video. I went through their backlog to find um, a different a video that would actually work for me, right? Then I got that to work. I booted up. I put in my video, and it has the reverse problem as the first editor, where um, everything is like I think it was the audio was smooth, or no, yeah, the audio was smooth, but the footage was all jank. And I was just like, I give up, right? So I didn't even bother using YouTube's editor. I was just defeated, and then I didn't really want to do anything with it. So when this video goes up, I'll have edited that one. It'll probably be like a 2-minute video. So that'll be cool. New shortest
Hey,
video.
Ellie!
So that was that. Not very fun. Um,
Hey, I bet
there
this goes
were
all the way through.
better things I could have done with my time. And then with Krita, I was getting which not HBO Max but
Give me a
Max
hand with this. Same
because
time.
I didn't have it
Let's
on
do
my
it.
Chromebook. And so I'm on the Google Play Store because a Chromebook is basically just an Android phone in the shape of a laptop. Um, and I see a Krita app on there for
You're doing
free.
okay.
And so I'm just like, wow, that's like a whole day wasted
Hey,
on that.
flashlights out.
I could have
Someone's finally
Could have
lying.
really actually used my time better for that. So yeah, that's that. I haven't been doing much with my life. I actually, well, I finished a couple of
Which way?
things. I finished Cowboy Bebop and
Me neither. Ain't got
Evangelion.
much of a choice.
So that's nice. So I finished Cowboy Bebop. It's really good. Um, I really enjoyed it. Um,
If you can get it open, I
the
can pop
ending's a
one through
bit
that door.
bittersweet because it's like, oh man,
That was a
Spike
big gap.
dies. That sucks. I don't want that to happen. But you know, it is what it is. It wouldn't be as good of a show if he didn't die. But I will say though, a lot of that show is kind of like it's more misadventures than it is actual story beats, I feel like. Um
Voila.
at least it feels like that. And so it's like you get 6 episodes that actually do anything with the story, right? And then the rest is like not filler, because I mean there's the character development moments where it's like, ooh, 50 parts, where it's like they have to encounter something from their past and resolve it, and that happens over multiple episodes and whatnot. um so I guess it's not like, and I wouldn't even if it was like like technically filler, I don't mind. Like I personally enjoy filler for the most part. Like there's sometimes like bad filler is bad filler, obviously, but like, my favorite show of all time, forever and always probably, is Adventure Time, right? That show is like 90% filler. Let's be real. They like the actual things that like actually progress anything in a meaningful way is not the majority of the show. And I don't mind that because the show is just so good. It doesn't bother me. With Cowboy Bebop, though, it's just a little weird because it's like, oh, now all of a sudden this
Can we get out
important
this
thing
way?
is happening when before, like, it's just been a lot of
Nah, there's no way to reach that.
gallivanting, you know?
Well, I can't
But it's
swim.
still
That
a
makes total
great
sense.
show nonetheless. And I
Jam. How do
particularly
we get
enjoyed
across?
it. I hope that the mic isn't bad right now. I was doing a bunch of tests instead of the usual one that I do, and I have it, I think, like relatively close to my face, more so than usual. Um, so hopefully it's not like or whatever, But I also I finished Evangelion finally, and that show, I don't. It's hard for me to say if like I really like all the world of Evangelion. I really enjoy that. But it was it was weird because it's like I went into it like, oh, okay, well the movies aren't canon, so I'll just watch the show. And then to be fair to like
This
me, maybe you know not getting the
Let's go,
peak
Ellie.
Oh, there you
amount
go.
of
That's
enjoyment
smart.
I could have out of it was the last episode I watched before I took
All right, see if
a
that
trip
generator still got some juice.
was
here goes
literally
nothing.
the episode, I think it's like episode 20 or something, where Unit 1 goes berserk. Great episode, super cool. However,
Hey,
that bruh,
Can't believe this actually
ain't no
worked.
way.
Yeah.
So yeah, the last episode I watched before I took a trip was was the berserk episode, right?
I
And
gotta say, I'm impressed with you
so
two.
after
we're
that,
pros at this by now.
I get back from my trip, and then I don't know if I had an ear infection. I never got it checked out, but my ear was all funny, and so I was like, you know what? I don't want to watch these shows I'm almost done with because what if that just ruins the experience? And so I didn't for a long while, and then I finally finished BoJack, and after that I was like, maybe I don't know how much longer afterwards, but a little bit after I started watching Evangelion again, and only recently I finished it, probably about like less than a week ago, and it was honestly, I think it's just the last two episodes that threw me for a
Face
loop
down. Same with the
because
Okay.
Ready?
um
Okay, do it.
oh, can I block it?
Just gonna, stand there.
That's awesome. Anyway, the last two episodes they're framed really weird, and I didn't completely
buddy. Okay.
completely understand what was going on, and so that kind of and it's like that for the last two episodes. So I was like, oh, that's weird. I guess that's the end, right? Um, and then I wasn't planning on watching any of the movies because I was like, oh, well, they're not in canon, so I don't want to infest my head with these
You hear that?
ideas of, well, this means that and such in the main plot. Um, but oh, there's not a. I thought there was a second alley. Anyway, so I watched the movie anyway because I was like I couldn't fall asleep and I just needed something to stare at, right? Um, and and I watched it. I I liked the movie. There's some moments in there I'm not particular oh not particularly fond of. But yeah, there's some moments in there that I'm like, ooh, that's kind of icky. Having that been said, though, I after watching the movie, I watched some videos like trying to explain Evangelion, right? And that made it a little more sense. Or it was like, oh, the movie is like the bad ending and the show's the good ending, and it's like the last two episodes are like the whatever it's called where they're trying to join everybody into one thing, and that's what Shinji Ikari is going through in that. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, and that's him resolving all his stuff. And that made me like the ending of the show a little more. Um, and I don't know how this works, right? I might be completely wrong on this, but like the first half, like most of the first half of the movie, the end of Evangelion, has to be canon, right? Because obviously the second half wouldn't be, because that's when everything goes wah wah, right? But the first half has to be like partially canon, right? Because I mean, when Masato dies, that shot is shown in the ending of the one either episode 25 or 26, um, right? And they use that exact frame and like elaborate on it in in the movie in the first half. So it's like yeah, and they'll frame it in the first half as like, oh, this is episode 25, this is what you call it, this is episode 26, right? And then it's like credits, and then it does the other half or whatnot. So that makes me feel like it's probably like it's got to be at least somewhat canon, right? Because that was the one thing I was like confused about with the original ending of Evangelion was like, oh, like I don't we don't get to see what's going on around like during this time. Like they just killed the 17th angel and done just this. Like what happens after the 17th angel dies? Right? That's what I was mainly confused about. It's a good show though, and I think what probably needs to happen is if I rewatched it, I'd like it a lot more. The ending half, if I just like got through it in a sitting instead of how disjointed and disconnected I was watching it.
This is awkward.
And I think that that'd probably be better.
Hey, this thing isn't budging, man. Just go. Get out of here. Sam, you stay close to him.
Henry, we gotta fucking move!
You keep him safe. Go!
All right. Yeah. So I mean, it's a good time. As someone who's like, who's, I feel like I'd say probably the first anime
Did you see that?
I've ever
Stay behind me.
watched would
If I run,
probably
you run.
technically be like on. I remember years ago for like Saturday morning cartoons, Dragon Ball Z would come up a couple of times, and so it would be weird because it would mostly not be cartoons. Honestly, it would be a lot of like WWE and uh, it'd be a lot of WWE, and then there was that one Power Rangers show that's in space. Right? And if you're lucky, you'd get like Sonic X or like Animaniacs or something, right? So honestly, they were not that great. Oh, but DBZ, and I guess Sonic X would also count as an anime. I watched that a lot more. Um, those would technically probably be the first animes I would ever have watched, but I didn't watch them in full, right? And honestly, I don't remember being the hugest fan of DBZ. Like it was like, oh, it's not WWE, so it's better than that. Um, but anyway, all of that is to say, like the first like major anime I actually ever watched would and like committed to would be My Hero Academia on, you know, uh, call me cringe because I am, but and I enjoy that. I'm actually I've been wanting to watch the new season, but the dub isn't out, and I only watch the dub because I can't concentrate on subtitles and a show at the same time, because and the dub's good anyway, so it's like I don't know why people complain about that. Same with like Evangelion and Cowboy Bebop. Like with how old those shows are, like you would expect them to be kind of like, oh, jank. But I mean, Dempsey literally voices Spike in Cowboy Bebop, right? And the biggest problem I have with like dubs of anime is like the way, not necessarily the voices, but the way they flow their sentences are kind of whack sometimes, and I don't know if it's like trying to lip sync, like they have to go a certain speed to match the lip sync, or not the lip sync because it's anime, but the how the how the to match how
We're gonna
the
keep going.
mouth is moving,
Good.
right? And anyway, so My Hero Academia is the first one I watched, but what I was getting at, sorry, is that I really love the backgrounds of like 90s anime and such, more so than like modern stuff, but I do not like the way characters look in 90s anime. Like they just look like weirdly proportioned, and I don't like the way the heads look. It's just like I don't know, it's very weird, right? So it's like I like modern looking anime characters, but old looking backgrounds. I don't know if there's any show that does that. Um, but that's just like I think that looks a bit like especially when it's like, oh, because it's old, right? And they were actually like doing every other frame, right? Drawing it on paper. It's got that bit of grain to it, right? And it's not as smooth. I think that looks so good with the backgrounds, especially in Evangelion. Oh man. But that's what I've been doing, and continuing on this anime train. This is probably um never mind. But continuing on the anime train, uh last night I watched like 2 episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because I had gone through like most of the first season actually, and I didn't realize
Look at
that
this place.
it was doing
Smells like
it like
classic.
2 arcs at a time on
How can they keep it
Netflix.
safe?
So,
Son,
but anyway, I had stopped watching it a while ago. I got like maybe 7 or 8 episodes in,
think you can knock that battery
and
down?
um,
Yeah.
I stopped because I was like, this show
Go
is
ahead.
so obnoxious. Is like the best way I could describe it. Like it almost feels like parody. It's so like what I imagine people think every anime is like, is what
There we go.
JoJo's Bizarre
Good job,
Adventure
kid.
is. Like Speedwagon, oh my god, it's the most annoying character ever. And simply because it's like every 2 seconds, it's gotta cut to him and be like, "Oh my God, H bloke is doing the thing that he's doing right now, and that means X, Y, and Z, and so Dio has to counter with X, Y, and Z, and this has never been done before, and it's super dangerous." And it's like that every other second. It is the most annoying thing ever. Yeah, it's that like that, and just like the dialogue in general is just so bad. I don't know if it's any better in like the Japanese version, but holy crap, Lois, it's god awful, and it really takes away from the whole the whole thing. All right, let me make some bombs.
Get ready! Here we go.
That's another bomb.
Door's open! Go!
Oop. All right.
Move! Let's go, let's go!
Pretty easy. I remember that being a lot harder than I guess it actually is. So, you know, that's
Fresh
good.
air.
Look at this.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Thanks for the warning on the other side, guys.
So where's this tower? We're close. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, so I finished the arc,
How you doing,
and then I watched the first episode of the New York JoJo.
Yeah, not one of our
And it's a little better
Made it
with
out.
Speedwagon dead.
Yeah.
But it's still got a little bit of that dialogue problem, which I think I can live with now, because Speedwagon is just so annoying. Like I cannot stand that man. All me and my homies hate Speedwagon. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
look
the
at that.
dogs.
Yep. What'd I tell you, huh?
Let's find a way around.
So hopefully we can get through this, and then we can kill Sam and, or well, Sam and Henry can die,
Business as
and that'll
usual,
be
right?
good. But
with Henry.
I
It's a
doubt
good
that's
people
actually
can
gonna
concentrate
happen.
myself.
There's so many spots to loot. I will. This is all just looting, so I'll just probably cut all this out and think of other stuff to say in the meantime. So goodbye.
I was just 5 when the cordyceps hit. My memory's pretty hazy, but I remember living in a neighborhood just like this.
What do you remember?
Barbecues. Parents, they would throw these crazy big barbecues and invite a ton of people. You know, I remember the smell more than anything. Weird.
So he was 5 when everything happened. That means he was born after me. I would be older than him if I was in this situation right now. That's crazy. But then yeah, he'd have to be born in, because this is 2013. So
People lived here.
First few months after the outbreak, they had a lot of looting. Everyone got paranoid. You remember any of that, Joel?
yes.
Yeah, everyone barricaded themselves in their homes, and supplies started running low. That's when you saw what people are really capable of.
Aw, doggies.
You're gonna want to stay away from those. It's not like it is in the zone. These are wild.
Alright.
What is this?
Wait, he would have been born in like 2007.
This is an ice cream truck.
An ice cream truck?
Yeah, Henry told me about these. They sell ice cream out of the truck.
What? No way. Joel?
Oh,
That's true. This thing would drive around and play real loud, creepy music, and kids would come running out to buy ice cream.
You're totally fucking with me.
I'm serious.
Man, you lived in a strange time.
Told you so.
No, nobody uses them anymore because they. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I don't know when I'm assuming around the corner is when everything happens. So, I'll do this house and then do the crafting table or whatever. There's a safe here, but I don't have the code yet. So, I might Google it, but who knows? It is 8:21. Whoops. 36. And I know this because I didn't look it up. I found the matchsticks upstairs. And that's how I know. Oh, dude, 50 parts? Oh man, I'm about to bust. It's about to be a mess on my jorts right now.
Sam?
It's gonna get crazy.
Oh,
Damn it. Your turn.
okay.
I don't understand how that game works. Like are you trying?
I'm an
I feel like
Luck.
No, it wasn't.
there's like some special like system, and I don't know how the system works of like how the
Alright, get out
points
of here.
work
You're getting cocky.
and like what makes you win. Um,
Fuck.
but yeah,
Horrible.
we
Alright.
have to waste time and look at
It's
this.
No. You clearly got destroyed.
How did I clearly get destroyed? That's practically a tie.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. And there's not a fourth red one, so I don't know what to do. Oh, because I can throw it. Wait, why is it blue? Man, Naughty Dog is bad at their game design, clearly. He hits the wall, right? Oh.
There'll come a day where kids can just be kids again.
No.
go.
Anyway, it is... Where is the... Okay, yeah, this is the corner, so we gotta go back. Oh, look at him. He's moving. That's crazy. We could do all this stuff. Oh, how many? Let's see how many parts we have.
Here we go.
Let's see. This determines whether or not I bought. Oh, shotgun is looking pretty snazzy, I'd say. And I can hold 6 now. Doesn't change the reticle though. All right, let's keep moving. There's gonna be an encounter here, and then it's the sniper section, which I doubt I'll be able to get to. Hopefully I do, but where I am right now, I feel like, oh, I gotta climb down. I feel like I probably won't be able to get through everything, because I'm pretty sure like right after the sniper section is like, you get the cutscene where, you know, Henry's bit, or whatever, and then, or Sam, whatever, you know what I mean, and then, Henry shoots himself. Oh, this is a sniper section right here. 45, I have 15 minutes. I could cut it here and be like, yeah, no, not happening in time, which would do me a service when editing, right? Especially given how much I've talked. I've been a little chatty Cathy this time. I'm sorry that I said that, like, sincerely. So yeah, that's probably a better idea, because then there's all the looting, and I don't know if I'll be able to get to there in time. I mean, I doubt it'll be 15 minutes of combat, but, like, why should I risk that? Especially since I don't really have anything else to say about anything right now. I guess I do. I just remember. But, yeah, I'll probably get that BioShock video done, and then I'll edit this, and then it'll be whatever. So if you enjoyed I have been Losers POV playing The Last of Us for the 10th time. This is the 10th episode actually. And if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you in the year 2015 when after the second impact happens and I go to Tokyo 3 to go pilot a mech suit. Goodbye.